how we do it, y'all. L-G-E,
Straight out of Diamond Style Production.
What up to you, what up, gaming? You're not really ready for this one.
One up gaming is behind me. Let me get in beast mode. If you wanna try me, you don't need a cheat code. Contact is who I be to you. It's Mr. Hero, legendary adversary. Close consider you though. I'm a super saiyan. I got Dragon Balls, I wouldn't lie. You might think I'm playing when I'm saying I can really fly. When I'm on the track, you feel the energy I'm pushing out. Put me on the map. When I'm gaming's who I'm talking about. I'm the rapping Master Chief, epic to say the least. Contain the hero, better etch that in your memory. And so the one up gaming for the show out. Contain the hero is really gonna show out. Show out. And so the one up. And so the one up.
Dopest you ever heard.
Hi, David here, What Up Gaming, episode 383, I think. I should maybe check, I really should. Anyway, I'll quickly do this now to see what you guys think. What looks better for you guys? Me, Idiot Boy, just sat here in the cupboard like this, where you can kind of see, it says like on air, or is it better if I go back behind my back and go pyong, like that? Is that a better, oh, I hit the microphone. Is that a better overall look for the video, or is that worse? I don't know if it's worse or not, because my hair's everywhere. But anyway, David here, What Up Gaming, as always sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Please go to Amazon, please go to the Play Store, the Google Store, probably did they actually call it the Apple? What's the Apple one? Is it iPlayer? Do they still have the iPlayer anymore? I can't remember now. It's that long ago. Christmas present. Or was it a birthday present? It might have been a birthday present. That's a lot. I've had this a long time now. It's a Sonic changing colour mug. But yeah, I don't know. It's getting quite cold now, so I'll have to drink it quite quickly. But I guess, as always, you can buy our first 100 podcasts, and that's available at audiobooksontape.com. So just go on there, search One Up Gaming, and you'll find the tape there. So today I'm just going to quickly go through some of the TV series that I've caught up on and a movie that I've watched. It was quite mental, so I need to mention something. So first of all, I've watched the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. Now, the Fear the Walking Dead first season was really, really good, and then it kind of bombed out for me, and then it got quite interesting again when Morgan came into it, and they completely changed most of the cast members, and it was just Alicia left. But they kept it going. It was alright. They introduced some really good characters, really nice guys and gals. I better be non-sexist. And the flow was good. I enjoyed it. And this final season I quite enjoyed because they had those people from the first season and people from the third season and people from the fifth season coming back into the show, and it was just like, oh my god, that's amazing. I love all this retro inspired making you think of what's happened, and like, oh no, who the hell was that? I can't remember. And Oh, excuse me. That was a good sneeze. But yeah, it was just a really, really good show. I really enjoyed it. So, the next up, I've watched the first season of The Walking Dead, Dead City. And this is a show where it's a show about Maggie. And it looks as though her kid's being kidnapped by the people who are running Manhattan. And so she finds Negan, who she still hates, but he'll help her because he's like so guilty of everything that he'll help her anything he can do. And it was just okay. I mean, this suffered from the same sort of problems as a lot of the other Walking Dead sort of series of past, where all the people on the so-called good side introduced, by the end of the season they're all dead, apart from the main 3-4 sort of like people of the series. But it sets up season 2 rather spectacularly. It seems amazing. Like, it's gonna be really fun the way that they do things, where they've got things going, and we'll just see how it all fills out. And the last thing that I've got my little blue book, Jesus Christ, my little yellow book. That's not even being coloured on, it's just me being an idiot. And the movie that I watched was Saltburn, and I will say it was a freaky, disturbing, really disturbing movie. I'm going to get the name wrong, I do apologise, but it had as a co-star Archie Medicue. I'll go with Medicue. And he's the main star of the guy that played in Gran Turismo, the one that won the tournament and was the race driver. And he was quite, I wouldn't say good in this, he was just mean. But like, nearly everyone in this movie's mean. Apart from like the mum and the dad, they're just complete and utter stupidity, but I loved it. And the main star of it is Barry Cohen, and he was like the star in. He wasn't the main star, but he was a guest star in both The Eternals, which was a bad movie in my opinion, and a good movie in a weird way, because it was like a proper indie movie, really indified by long shots on nothing, gorgeous scenery, gorgeous things happening, but it still was watchable and it was worth a watch, and that was The Green Knight. So Saltburn, I'm not going to say nothing about it. It was absolutely freaky. If you can handle freaky movies, I would recommend this is a good movie, and it was fun. So that'll do for the start of the show. We'll have the games played this week, and we're going to bring back 10 minutes of nothing. So we'll be back after this quick advert.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
383. I should have checked during the off time, but I was too busy trying to finish my cup of tea. So priorities. So yeah. So this is the games played. I don't know why I'm holding my chest, my neck. But yeah, this is the games played this week part of the show, where I go through the games played this week. Quite obvious, really. I don't know how much of that you can hear. Is that ASMR drinking tea? Is that a thing? I don't know. Anyway, so the first game, Onion Force. So if anyone doesn't know, which I'm struggling to remember, I'm going to Google this now, so I'm here. I'm actually at my PC, which is really quite fun. Images. I think this was the 2D twin sticky sort of shootery sort of thing. you guys getting any of the sound? Yeah, maybe. I'll just skip. God, it's waiting for it to load. Jesus, man. How bad's my internet? Yeah, it looks like one of those tower defense games, but you got full control over your little guy. So it's a very basic looking pixel, and you just have your towers and your little dude shoots. So it's just a tower defense game, a little bit different. It looks nice, it played nice. Whether or not you want to spend all of your monies on this game, because it's like, it was one of those ones where it's fun, it was just not like a priority of that sort of style. But I don't know, if I get this ready, so go play, just so I can quickly whack it up. So yeah, Onion Force, if you like tower defense games, it's not too bad. It's got little tiny elements in that make it a bit different, but it's not the greatest thing. It's fun. So we'll move on to the next game, and that is Bezier. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is just a neon infused twin stick space sort of shooter. Think, what was the game that was included with like Project Gotham Racing 2 that you could like go into, and then they released it on its own Xbox Live Arcade, and then another company picked up the rights and they released the third version on PS3, Xbox 360, or was it Xbox One, PS4, I can't remember. But imagine that, and it's good, it's really funky, I loved it. Graphically amazing, sound amazing, rock hard, but that is the type of game that you are buying. It's just a fun game, so I heartily recommend that game. So the next game that I played, The Walking Dead Destinies. Now I did want to play this game, and then I played it, and everything that you've heard is right. It does look and feel like a PlayStation 3. Do you know the very early PlayStation 3 games that were probably PlayStation 2? Then they just added a bit more detail and texture to the characters. That's what this looks like. It looks bad, especially in this day and age. And the controls are so janky. Right, I've done with my tea now. I'll put my cup down. I'm trying to reach over to the table. Oh. But yeah, so The Walking Dead Destinies. I loved the idea of it, where you take control of certain people during certain parts of the story, and you can change the destinies of certain things, certain people, and I loved that. But the IP has just been farmed out to one of the cheapest, worst teams going, and it's just made a bad game. So unfortunately it's not the greatest, you know, as I'm trying not to bring the tea back up. So yeah, Walking Dead Destinies I would not recommend. Next up, For the King 2, and this one is a top-down strategy, real-time, turn-based sort of. Everything's like in the fog of war. It's got like hexagons everywhere. You control your team and move them places. You set them to attack, so I think of like the Advance Wars, that sort of thing. And it doesn't look great, but it looks adequate, and I quite enjoyed playing the game, and I thought it was quite fun. I really don't like these sort of games though, so that's another thing that affected my enjoyment. It's got a lot of text, it's got a lot of reading, and I just lost complete and utter track in the actual game. So I would say that it's, if you like strategy, turn-based, that sort of thing, it's good. It's a good little game. People who are new to the genre, I would recommend maybe something else, because it just didn't grab me in the way that it maybe should have done. So next up, Premier Manager 08. Now, I don't understand the Premier Manager series on the PC, because I think it was Premier Manager 2 on the PC that I played. I can't remember what, 2 or 3. And it was absolutely amazing. Full 3D engine, full game, full controls and everything. And then the next year it went a bit weird, and it seemed to be a lot more basic, a lot cheaply made, which is like, you've already got the engine there, just make that engine, tweak it and add new players. It's what Champ Manager did for years, and it's what Football Manager do now really. They keep the engine so everything's going smooth, and they just add bits and bobs to the game to make it more fun, to change it up a wee bit for people to play. But the Premier Manager series, I just didn't understand. It was just random, absolutely random. But yeah, so it's alright. It's alright. I just don't think the Premier Manager series was any good compared to how they were going. So we'll leave it at that. Premier Manager series, it kind of fizzled out quite early in the series. Next up is a random one. It's the Sega Rally Championship 1995 10th anniversary. And this is just it's basically like a ROM on a PS2. So it's running the arcade sort of game on the PS2. Looks okay, feels nice. And yeah, so I had 5-10 minutes playing that. I love Sega Rally, it's one of my favourite games. Trying to think, where's my tattoo of Street Fighter? Oh, it's there, but you can't really see, can you? You can't see Sega Rally. Yeah, it's one of my favourite games, so I enjoyed playing that. What else can you say? It's just a good game. So next up, Mice Guard. Weird name, weird game. It's a top-down, like original Zelda style top-down, like really small sprites. But it's like a hack and slash, twin sticky sort of shooter sort of style. So you control the guy, and you can press like your face buttons on the control pad, and it makes followers follow you, and you can go into certain defensive and offensive shapes that help you defeat enemies and collect stuff. And I quite enjoyed what I played. I thought it was quite a fun little game, and yeah, it's nice. It is really nice. And that, my friends, is everything that we played this week. I would have to say, for game of the week, Bezier. Yeah, Bezier. I would say that's the game of the week from us at One Up Gaming. So we'll have a quick break, and we'll come back with 10 minutes of nothing. So it'll be a surprise. I'll explain everything before I start the timer, and then we'll get into it. So back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, I'm Lucy James, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Still David, still One Up Gaming, and we're going to have a quick go through our 10 minutes of nothing. So if anyone doesn't know, 10 minutes of nothing is a feature we used to have. Oh god, is my light flashing now? That's really distracting. Where we go through which just as it says, 10 minutes of nothing. So the feature should last 10 minutes, and we just talk crap for 10 minutes. We normally have a sort of, yeah, that's flashing on and off, that's annoying. We normally have a thing to talk about, so we know roughly what we're going through. This week we're going to do the Developer Direct 2024 for the Xbox, or Microsoft should say. I guess it's Xbox games, isn't it? Is that distracting for everyone else, or is it just me? Should I keep it on so it comes on and off just to make people interested in the video? I don't know. But yeah, we'll go through the Developer Direct 2024. So here we go. David, One Up Gaming, episode 333. Get it in there. So first of all, we have to talk about Avowed. And I will just say that Avowed is a first-person action role-playing game made by Obsidian Entertainment. It's due at the fall of this year, which is quite amazing. And everyone was complaining about the graphics, and I just think that this is in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Is it the Pillars of Eternity? Sort of that universe. And that was like a top-down dungeon crawler sort of game, where they were bold, weird colours, and a bit more, I want to say, flat shaded type polygon look. So I think that's inspired a little bit of this game's graphical style. They've tried to keep some of that in the actual game itself, which I can understand, I fully get behind. If you have a full world ready, then use it. Use continuity. Yeah, and yeah, I just think it looks good. I really do. Obsidian make really, really good games, and I just think that a lot of people are overcritical just because it doesn't look like Oblivion. And it's like, well, people can make other games, make new games, different games, so give them a break. So that is Avowed. So then the next game that we saw was Hellblade. I guess it's Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. And I played the first game and I loved a lot of the game. I loved the when I say I loved, I like games that are like story with a little bit of action, a bit of movement. So it doesn't break it up too much. When you get way too complicated, like some of the really advanced Devil May Cry sort of stuff, it drags you out of the story because you have to be that concentrating on the combat. Whereas this one, the combat was very simplistic. They still played really well, but it was still a little bit simple, so it just made you push into the actual game, the actual narrative of the game, and it just really, really flowed well. Graphically, it looked amazing, and I loved the psychosis, I loved the mental problems that the main person was having, the full surround audio. It just made it really, really fun in a really strange, weird way, but I loved it. Worst part about the whole original game was the puzzles, and they were the puzzles that you see a shape in the background, you have to zoom out, zoom round, rotate the camera to get things to line up, and it wasn't my sort of game. But from what they've shown of Hellblade 2, it does look absolutely stunning, and I am willing to go through this and see how this goes. A lot of people are bagging on the fact that it's only like a 8-9 hour game. I love that. These sort of games, you need to get in there, get the story done. Don't do like the Nathan Drake sort of thing where it's the same, the story's going great, and then it cuts to like a 50-minute bloody chuck these rocks at these people for 20 minutes and see. It's like, no. Or like the Tomb Raider reboots, they were amazing, but every 20 minutes, half an hour or so, you get to a certain section where it'd be like a shooting gallery where you'd have to clear the screen of people and then you'd move on to the next scripted bit. I'd rather not have as much of that and just get straight in with the story and the emphasis of it all going through. And yeah, I just think that's the way forward for these sort of games. And yeah, it was just really, really good. So Ninja Theory, great developer, great people in England, great. They actually went to Iceland, got things sorted, and it looked amazing. And it'll be hopefully out May 21st this year, so not too long to go. So that was really, really good, really fun. And then next up we have the surprise announcement of Visions of Mana, and this is by Square Enix. Should be out summer 2024, so not long to wait really. And I've never played any of these Mana games, but this one looked kind of like a Pokemon sort of full 3D world, full combat, not turn-based, active combat, and it just didn't look like a full Xbox Series X sort of game. It looked like a PS3 sort of style, little bit cartoonified. That might have been the main problem, but it could be fun, it could be good. I'm just not a great RPG fan, let alone JRPG, because they are too statty for me. I did enjoy 2 RPG games years and years ago. I think one was Blue Dragon, and the other one was the one that came out afterwards for the 360, and I've completely blanked on the name. It was on like 3 or 4 discs, made by the same guy who did the old sort of stuff for Final Fantasy, but for 360. It was great. Next up, we have the Ara History Untold. It's a strategy game. It's made by Oxide, who I've never heard of before. Supposedly they'd made Civ 5, I think it was, they said. So they started with this, and they made very small bits to get the playability, the gameplay perfect, before then expanding it with more and more features. And I think that's a great idea. Some of these 4X games are just way too complicated, way too over the top, but this looked amazing. Oh god, that's 2 sneezes in one show. But yeah, this looked amazing. I've no real idea. It's very hard to show this style of game off in a 3-4 minute sort of video, but it did look great. So I think we've got 2 minutes left. I mean, what else do you need to know? It's out fall 2024. It's a PC only release. It'll be on Game Pass, as all these games will be on Game Pass. The next game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's by Machine Games, and anyone knows Machine Games, they love Nazis, they love killing Nazis, and they love first person story style games. Todd Howard is the executive director, I think it was, producer. It has Harrison Ford face in the game, but it's got Troy Baker doing a Harrison Ford impression. It should be out later this year, so hopefully the end of this year. And it looked good. I felt it kind of looked a little bit janky on the whip animations. The faces looked good, but some of them looked amazing. Some looked as if they need another pass through the filters, as it just wasn't great. But Machine Games, I don't think they've made a bad game ever. So I have a great faith that they can make a good game, and I think with the license and with everything going, I think it could be an amazing game. So yeah, first person, it will have shooty bits in, it will have your whip, which you can use to traverse, to whip onto things and go across, like a grapple. You can whip enemies. You can grab enemies and whip them up. It looks an amazing game. So 2024 for the Xbox looks a good year. So I will just sort of say that, yeah, I watched the Direct, and Avowed I will give a go. Senua Saga Hellblade 2 looked truly stunning. I really love that. Visions of Mana, whatever you want to call it. Not my style of game, but it looked alright. Ara, History Untold, looked good for that style of game, but it's not my sort of game. I haven't really played a strategy 4X sort of game before. I mean, I probably have, but I don't know. I played that many games, I can't remember what the hell I've done yesterday, let alone anything new. And then Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, that looked great, it really did. I still don't think it looked the best of this. I still think Hellblade 2 looked better, in my opinion. But all in all of them look, in their own way, look amazing. So Xbox, Microsoft, you're on to a great start, and I do think that it's going to be a great year for them. So that'll do for this episode. This will do for this show. Thank you for watching. It's been me, David, episode 333 of the 1UP Gaming Podcast. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please go to our website, oneupgaming.co.uk. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search 1UP Gaming. It's like a white background with the OUG logo, like 1UP Gaming, on like red with black writing. I can maybe pop something up on screen so you know what it looks like. Got over 2,000 subscribers. Please go there, look at some of our reviews, look at our features, some of our gameplays, all that kind of good stuff. And I will just say thank you all for watching. Sponsored by Games Inspired Music, as always. So thank you to them for helping us do this, and thank you to Audiobooks on Tape for also making, producing and selling our first 100 podcasts. So please go there and see if you can buy it from there. So David here, 1UP Gaming. Thank you. Goodbye.
Go baby, go baby, go baby, go baby. I love you, say I love you. Never put nothing above you. Won't let go once I can hug you on the floor. They hate because you let them know that you the ish. Now they hating not because you at the club and proving it. And so they choosing it too late cause now they using it. Can't wait from how you doing it. I know that they pursuing it. You will kindly tell them now my baby's here to watch me go. And for him I put on a show. You just blessed to be here, so my baby goes on, her body rolls on. I tell her hold on, we making love with clothes on. Been on it so long, I think we gotta go. Get my grown man on. You know that I love you, so just go, baby, go now. Go now, baby, go now. Go now, baby, go now. Baby, go now. Just go, baby, go now. Go now. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me. 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 Say I love when you go for me.
I tell my baby go, but she's not even going though. It's the trust I have in her. Yeah, that's what do say to her. Yeah, I'm feeling kinda slick. I'm loving how I swim in it. No, I'm not taming her. The only one's engraving it. Sign it still right from her lips. You need to know that she's my miss. Treat her like a treasure though. I never wanna let her go. I keep her right in front of me. My heart she will forever be. I do this so she'll never see. Life with me no misery. You deserve the world, my queen. Yeah, I'm back down on one knee. A boy to a man that you have seen. No matter who's wrong, it's you and me. I'm coming for you, baby, so we can stay happy. I'm trying to work so hard for you and me. Go, baby, go now. Go now, go, baby, go. Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go. Baby, go. Ha. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Baby, go now. Just go, baby, go now. I love when you go for me. Go for me. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me. You go for me. Girl, you go for me. I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me. Say my baby's so bad, she can get it so glad that she loves me. Know that I'm a hubby so sad. Say you looking so mad. Oh, you didn't know that. Next time you
should check the ring. I know that one's a throwback. I know you see her flashing it, especially when she gets it low. I'm rubbing on and grabbing it. I tell my girl, go ahead and go. Baby, go now. Baby, go now. Go, baby, go now. Baby, go now. Go, baby, go now. Baby, go now. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. I love when you go for me. Say I love when you go for me. 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 Say I love when you go for me. Yo, go baby, go. Just L-G-E. Yeah, L-G-E. Sign and contact, get it.
We got it. We got it. We got it.